see you again. Good evening. My name is Vernon Williams. I'm Vice President of Communications for Indiana Black Expo, and I'd like to welcome you to today's Summer Celebration press conference. We're going to talk about all the great activities that are coming into the 43rd anniversary of this event, which started back in 1970, 1 year after it was initiated at the Chicago Black Expo. Since then, it's gone on to become the biggest and the best. We're going to start out with the chairman of the board, Mr. Greg Wilson, who's going to share words, followed by the president and CEO, Tanya Bell.
Thank you, Vernon. We appreciate it. Thanks everybody for coming out to our press conference. First of all, I just want to thank our volunteers, our staff here, our board members, all who helped work hard to make this possible. And I won't take long because we have a lot of things to say. The big thing for me is Indiana Black Expo is about the community, and that community being our family. We're a family. And what we try to do is make sure that the African American culture is represented at these events, and things like our business conference, our cultural events in the exhibit hall. So this is just a great opportunity for us to showcase who we are, who our community is, and what it represents. And I will want to say also is this staff, a great staff, and President Tanya Bell has worked extremely hard to make sure that we have a very successful and strong program this summer. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Vernon.
Good late afternoon. We are here filled with anticipation and excitement about what we anticipate being one of the best ever summer celebrations. As of today, our total sales and hotel occupancy are up from last year. We also welcome our special guests to the city, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, who made a strategic decision to have its annual National Leadership and Training Conference over the primary weekend of summer celebration. We hope that we will see record attendance and surpass the $20 million in economic impact that this event brings to the city each year. As President and CEO, it is an honor for me to share with you the theme for the Indiana Black Expo 43rd Annual Summer Celebration, which is summed in two simple but empowering words: family strong. This theme reinforces the roots of where, how, and why this organization started in 1970, and how the summer celebration at the State Fairgrounds evolved into one of the largest cultural events for African Americans in the nation. The board of directors and staff of Indiana Black Expo did not think it would be enough to just give lip service to this theme. So a lineup of youth events that will be detailed later by Mamie Ware will explain all of the options to get children and families involved this year. We know that the appeal is attractive, but sometimes economic circumstances during tough times limit the family in terms of what they are capable of doing. That is why we decided for the first time to drop admission charges for all children 12 years of age and under at the convention center. They will be admitted to the Indiana Convention Center free when accompanied by an adult. In another gesture to live family strong, the decision was made to move Children's Day from the traditional Monday of the full week of summer celebration activities to Friday, July 19th. At that point, all of the convention center exhibits are up and the young visitors can enjoy the always exciting family fun zone. Again, with children 12 and under free, we are encouraging daycare centers, youth groups, neighborhood centers, community and church youth organizations, education programs, athletic programs, and parents to come out on Children's Day, Friday, July 19th. Indiana Black Expo firmly believes that the solution to most of the challenges that we confront in the community go back to family values and a structure that facilitates young people being raised in a manner that encourages them to respect themselves, each other, and adults. Family Strong is a message with a purpose. You will hear it echoed in public service announcements, and we are asking local and TV stations to join in our effort. You will see and hear the theme through the 65 events rolled out in the next 11 days. So we look forward with great anticipation to seeing mothers and fathers, sons and daughters, extended families, and organizations that convey the family spirit to be in abundance next week, and particularly over the weekend, as we establish an atmosphere that is inviting, comfortable, safe, and enjoyable for all. We ask everyone to come on board and show that the city and the state are not just strong, but family strong. The spirit generated is designed to be carried away from summer celebration when it is over and to permeate our city with the good that is inside the overwhelming majority of us. Thank you. At this time, I'll have Vernon come back up.
Okay, some of the things that are new for summer celebration, we get that question every year. What's new? Well, we have several things. One of them is what we call Summer Celebration Idol. Now, if there are any aspiring performers in the crowd today, even if you have a 9-to-5 job, you're available, you're open, you're eligible. We're going to have a contest allowing singers to compete against one another for an opportunity to open up for Jill Scott at Bankers Life on Saturday night, July 20th. Amateurs can come and audition on Friday, July 19th and Saturday, July 20th, the morning of, at the Convention Center. The 5 finalists will compete Saturday afternoon, and one lucky winner will have their life transformed as they are the opening act for Jill Scott. So that's a big deal. We're going to have a parent empowerment conference, which we've never had. We've always had the education conference, and it's been a tremendous success. But we said along with the educators, we wanted to do something that engaged parents. So our speaker for that event, Dr. Marvin Thompson, has said that he will also conduct a session for parents. So it's free to the public. All they have to do is come on July the 17th, Wednesday, July 17th, and there will be sessions, breakout sessions, workshops, and opportunities to find out what you can do to lift up your child's academic performance. Dr. Marvin Thompson is a nationally renowned educator and host of the OWN network television show Blackboard Wars. So we're looking forward to parents turning out for that. We are having a first ever filmmakers forum for individuals. We've always had the film festival, which is basically a passive activity. So we said, what about people in the audience who said, I can do that? We have one of the filmmakers who's going to be involved in coming on Thursday, July 18th, to sit down with aspirant producers, directors, filmmakers to talk about what it takes to transcend into the industry, to make their dreams come into reality. All of the things that I'm mentioning are on the website in greater detail, but I just want to give you a quick overview. We're going to have something called a bike ride and park. That's going to consist of something like 300 or 400 motorcycles starting at Lafayette Square at noon on July 20th and caravanning downtown in a convoy to the big opening of the convention center, where they'll all be parked out in front in allotted spaces, and they'll have tents. And that's something that we're really, really looking forward to because it's unique. As a matter of fact, our board chair rides a bike, huh? Okay, bicycle, okay, close. Will they let bicycles rock it? We want to. But the park and ride should be another fun and new thing. There are several other new things, but one thing that we want to do is keep reemphasizing that family strong theme. So with some of the youth activities, which are significant and expanded this year that I don't want to go into because we have Mamie Ware, who's the coordinator of youth and family activities for summer celebration, if Mamie would come forward.
Good afternoon. I have the great pleasure of telling you about all the exciting things we have for our young people in the city and for our families. Now, Vernon stole a little bit of my script talking about the first annual Parent Engagement Summit. But I want to add a couple of things to that and tell you the intent of this summit is to provide parents with the knowledge and techniques that empower them to build healthy relationships with everybody that helps them move their child to educational excellence. There will also be a resource fair and table talk discussions, sort of like Wendy Williams and her hot topics. And I can tell you that I'm sure there will be a lot of discussions around the subjects of waivers and Core 40 and IBE 3 and school choice. So again, it is free, and we're encouraging parents. And Vernon said, and I even think Tanya mentioned that churches bring your families and children down for that. Then we're going to talk about the making of a mogul. We want our young people to understand that they can have their own business at a very early age. They don't have to wait until they're 40 or 50. It's a 2-day camp for ages 13 to 18. And the purpose of that is to teach them the fundamentals of educational literacy, business management, and encourage the teens to utilize their newly found skills in developing a business plan, creating marketing materials and ads, delivering sales presentations, and analyzing how they spend and save money, and many, many more business strategies. One of the outcomes of the Entrepreneur Seminar is that the young people will compete for a chance to win $500 that will seed into their new venture. So we're very excited about that. That takes place on July the 16th and 17th in the Convention Center, and the cost is free. So there really isn't a cost, is there? So I want you to encourage your young people to participate in that. Our Family Fun Zone, we talked about that. It is going to be high energy, high impact. There's no place in the Convention Center that you can go and see local performers, eat lots of good food, play lots of good games, and have fun with your family. So parents, you don't drop your children off, and come and have an opportunity, come and play with them. And we've got the Cummins Lego engine that's there. The Pacers will be there. Our IU, our Black Nurses Association will be there. Just a real fun time for the family, because we are family strong. And then I want to move over to our Youth Leadership Summit. This is not a new program for us, but each time we are looking to how we can better equip our young people to become leaders, not only in their own community, but to reach across the borders and touch those globally. And so our theme is growing global leaders. And how do we start? We start at home. So on Friday and Saturday, we have what we call our Super Friday and Saturday. We have young people that will be staying overnight at the Hyatt, and there's others that will only stay with us during the day. But our focus really is to empower, train, and organize our youth to assume leadership positions in their communities. And because we're going global, we want to expand their worldview to include a global perspective. There's a community service project I think is so awesome, because young people really need to understand the spirit of volunteerism and also being a servant leader. We asked our young people to bring an extra pair of shoes. And with that, they're going to participate in a community service project called Shoes for Water. And Shoes for Water is a program that empowers youth with the ability to assist communities with sustainable water solutions. And so we're engaging in that. We're so excited about that. There'll be powerful action workshops. The one I'm really, really interested in is called Shepherd to Sheep, and it's presented by Leading for Life, where we're going to talk about 3 A's: awareness, attitude, and accountability. And 3 of our young people, our young leaders, really will go home with 3 laptops, a laptop each, I guess I should say, the courtesy of UPS. So we're excited about that as well. Now, it's not all work and no fun. So they'll go over to the Convention Center, and they'll take part in Real Talk. And I guess I shouldn't say that it's a fun activity, but it's very serious as well. And what we're talking about there is young people. We want them to understand the importance of repping their hood and repping their city, and dealing with discussions on impacting what their decisions today and how to impact their future life chances and choices. The breakout sessions are powerful. They're discussing money, music, and mayhem, and the impact or correlation of those things. There'll be a panel discussion that will take place after the workshops, and we'll come back and convene with some of Indianapolis' most influential and subject matter experts, including our own Chief Rick Height. And we are honored to have celebrity guest panelist Jacob Lattimore, who was nominated for the Young Stars Award at the 2012 BET Awards, and also Flex Alexander. And I can tell you, your young people will know who they are. Then our staple and a very exciting fun time is the Slam Dunk Contest. Many of you may have played in the celebrity basketball contest, the Ann Paris and Reggie Wayne Saving Our Youth celebrity game. Those things will be going on, and of course the powerful post-game concert. So those are just a few of the things, but I just would encourage all of our parents and all of you to remember we are Family Strong.
Thank you. Before we go on to education, there are a few other things that we want to make sure we inform you of. There's going to be an outdoor concert on Friday, July 19th, featuring the OJs and Midnight Star. The Saturday concert will feature Jill Scott and Houdini, and the third act is a question mark to be named later. We're going to have a gospel show, and we've not announced this until this moment. The acts that will comprise the gospel show are J.J. Hairston, James Fortune, and Ernest Pugh. That will be in the convention center. That show, again, like most of everything else in the convention center, is free with admission. We want to bring forth a gentleman who's been involved on an annual basis in a very important program, and that is the Education Conference, now in its 6th year. As we explore what it will take to raise the level of consciousness among young people, there's no one in the room that wouldn't agree that it starts with education. So Jamal Smith is going to step forward and talk about the involvement of his organization in this critical activity.
Well, good afternoon. I am tasked with speaking about our education conference and excited about it, in part because it's in line with a lot of, on behalf of the Indiana Civil Rights Commission, in line with a lot of what our strategic plan highlights, which cites amongst a few other things, equal access to a quality education as the civil rights issue of our time. So we are excited to be partnering with IBE again this year to pull off the IBE Education Conference. It's important that events like this take place so that everyone amongst the spectrum, especially our parents, our teachers, and specifically our young people, are aware of what their rights and responsibilities are as it relates to education, as well as what some of the resources might be to help them attain that equal access to the quality education that we talk about. Indiana has gone through a lot of education reform over the last few years. And one of the hurdles that we seem to find is that it's very difficult to get the underrepresented communities, and specifically the communities that the reform the reform touches the most, in the places and in the meetings and in the events that actually touch on what that reform speaks about. So we encourage everyone to come out. There's a parental engagement or event that takes place Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Convention Center. And that will be followed Thursday by the conference itself, which will take place from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., also in the Indiana Convention Center. So again, I don't think there's anyone in this room or in this state who's not affected by education. The changes that we see in education and the issues that we all have with the current state of education. So if you know someone who's directly involved, we encourage you to make sure that they're in the place. Thank you for your time.
In addition to the education conference, we have a business conference that begins on July 15th, which is a Monday, with the mayor's breakfast. On that Tuesday, we have our plenary session, which will focus on just brand new and state-of-the-art ways for social media to impact business. Things that you've thought of, things that you've never thought of. That we have presenters coming in for that workshop that are global in their renown, and they are coming by to share some of that information. And the good thing about the business conference is it too is free. And young entrepreneurs or seasoned veterans are welcome to come and participate in that activity. We are very proud of the fact that Summer Celebration is the site of the largest minority-oriented health fair in the nation. We take great pride in that. And stepping forth to speak on that subject is Ms. Antoinette Holt of the Indiana Department of Health.
Good afternoon. My name is Antoinette Holt. I'm the Director for the Office of Minority Health for the State Department of Health. And we are excited to have our 28th annual In Shape Indiana Black and Minority Health Fair, which will take place in Hall D during Indiana Summer Celebration. We're ecstatic because this year's theme is Good Health for All Generations. And just as the theme is to keep it family strong, we want to make sure that we're incorporating all ages and all people. And so we will start on July the 18th at 4 p.m. in Hall D. We have an opening ceremony in which we will cater to our seniors and people with disabilities. Our keynote speaker for our opening ceremony will be Chef Timothy Moore, who's a vegan chef. He is also a person who has lost 400 pounds and wants to tell his story. And he's also a doctor in regards to, he has a doctorate in nutrition. So he will be our keynote speaker for that day. And then we will also have Dominique Williams, thanks to Nova Nordis, as well as the Indiana Fever, thanks to Community Health Network. Our diamond sponsors this year, of course, is Lilly and Community Health Network. And we're ecstatic. We have new health screenings this year. We will have hearing screenings. We have heard the public cry, and we will be having hearing screenings as well as HIV screenings only on Saturday. We will offer a full lipid panel screening in regards to our cholesterol, our glucose, our A1C. We will have syphilis screening. We're not going to give it, but we will have syphilis screening as well as PSA screenings and different things. So come out to the In Shape Indiana Black and Minority Health Fair. It will take place July the 18th through the 21st in Hall D.
The health fair just seems like a natural segue into the next area, and that is the boxing. You're going to see a lot of talented young fighters who right now are on the cusp, but soon who will be making noise in terms of the professional ranks. And speaking briefly to that new or revived activity during summer celebration, we want to bring to the podium a gentleman by the name of Bob Chambers.
Say good afternoon, everyone. We're going to bring boxing back to Indiana Black Expo. It started in 1971, Douglas Park. We went from Douglas Park to Washington Park, to the fairground, and to the convention center. And we run about 16 years of boxing. We had some of the greatest boxers ever put on gloves to fight in this tournament. We had Rudolph Snipes, we had Tom Johnson. All these guys went on to be world champions. So we have a group of nice fighters, good fighters. This year that we're going to present to you, we're going to fight Ohio State. The boxers from Ohio fight the Indiana fighters. It'll be only one day. Before it was 2 days. This year it'll be one. We're back on the right track to start again. And we hope we can produce a good show. It's going to be 15 bouts. 3 rounds, 2 minutes. Juniors will be 3 rounds, 1.5 minutes. So I wish everyone would come and support the boxing program. We intend to continue it. If you support us, I'm sure we will. Thank you.
Thank you. As part of the business conference on the afternoon of Tuesday, the governor's reception is going to take place. And normally it's been held inside of the rotunda, but it's going to be in the convention center this year. So just want to make sure that that change is noted, that it will be in the convention center. It has not been mentioned who the awardees are for the corporate luncheon. And that's sort of the last and climatic event of the business conference. Those recipients this year will include Pastor Jeffrey Johnson of Eastern Star Church in Indianapolis. It will include Tisha Campbell Martin, you know her from the Martin Show, and my wife and kids, and she's also very deeply involved in a movement to increase awareness of autism, and that would be a major part of her focus while she's here. We also have the OJs who, before they go and perform on stage, this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame group will receive an award at the luncheon. Then we have a gentleman that some of you might remember from his Star Wars movies, and others might remember from Lady Sings the Blues and Mahogany, and that's Billy D. Williams. And then we have Reggie Miller's best friend, Spike Lee, who's going to be an award recipient. We're still trying to talk Reggie into presenting the award, but I don't know how that's working out. But those are the recipients at the corporate luncheon, which takes place on Friday morning in the convention center. An exciting lineup of individuals who've accomplished quite a bit in their lifetime. Now we're going to a segment of the session that I know absolutely no one is interested in, but we'll just go over anyway, and that's what happens public safety-wise. We'll start out with state police. State police have always had a very meaningful partnership with Indiana Black Expo all through the years. I can remember when I would come down from Gary to the summer celebration, and you knew when celebrities were walking through because you'd see this cadre of state police around them, sort of moving them through the hall, and they've had a presence ever since that point. And before we get into some of the IMPD imperatives, I'd like to bring before you Captain David R. Burston of the Indiana State Police.
Thank you. On behalf of Superintendent Carter, and it's our pleasure to be part of the Indiana Black Expo, as we have been for a number of years, many years since the beginning. We will continue to provide support for public safety, working with the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department to make it a safe, fun event for all participants. And the biggest thing that we can ask is parents to watch your children, to be cognizant of where they are, and help them have a good time and enjoy the event as well. Working together, it'll be a pleasurable week for everyone. Thank you.
And before I bring Chief Height and the gentlemen and ladies who are with him up, I'd like to take this privilege to mention a couple of things that I think are significant. And that is, since the implementation of the task force after the unfortunate incidents in 2010, the safety at summer celebration has been demonstrated extremely clearly. Arrests have been down each year. Last year, there were less than 36 arrests. And officers shared with us that there's more than that on a normal weekend downtown. So it may be the safest time to be downtown. And it's very important that the message goes out in a way that conveys accurately what that atmosphere is. And it's one that's conducive to comfort and a feeling of security for all who partake. And to address some of the specifics in terms of public safety and the collaboration that we've always enjoyed with IMPD and other law enforcement agencies are in the room, I'd like to bring Chief Rick Height to the podium.
Bernie, I think you gave my speech. I think I couldn't say it any better. I think it's not only one of the most prestigious events in our country. It's a testament to the hard work of Tanya and Greg and others in this room. And those of you here from the media, I hope the message goes out this way, that this is the safest big city in the country. This is one of the safest big events in the country. And the police department, along with the sheriff's department, state police, and others, are very poised and ready to work along with them to make this a safe event. We've always been fortunate with our Homeland Security team, the police department, and working with Expo to be able to identify issues and challenges in our community before this event takes place. This is no different. This year is no different than any other year. We'll continue to employ the same practices and principles we've always done. The mayor and the director send their greetings. As part of the Indiana Black Expo, a great organization, we cannot allow anyone, few or many, individuals to come in our city and disrupt this fine event. As was mentioned earlier by Vernon, we can talk about the years past and with pride. Last year, you're right, Vernon, there were only 22 arrests. I said it, 22, not 200, 22 arrests. 40 year before, and the peak year was in 75. So we've shown improvement in terms of understanding and reaching out to people in the community and letting them know what they be expected, what they can expect when they come down from the police. But now it's important to have the media, who is also our partner, reach out and have a conversation through your lens, through your writings, through your messaging out over the radio, how important it is to remember the civic pride of the city. It's one of the greatest cities in the country, the city that hosted the Super Bowl, and the city that has for 43 years had a cultural event where it's important to the nation. Other places have abandoned the idea, but Indy still does it, and does it extremely well. As far as the public safety plan, we're going to talk a little bit about what we do. We can't give all that strategy away, but I think it's important that we start with families, recognizing, monitor your families, monitor your children. As they come downtown, come in peace. As was mentioned earlier, we have places, we have events, whether it be education, whether it be business, whether it be opportunity to learn and fellowship as young people in the convention center. We want you to come and have a good time, and we want to be there with you. We're going to engage you. We're going to spend time talking to you. We're going to get to know you. But at the same time, we want you to come and go the same way in peace. Part of the plan is understanding the 10-Port Coalition. Reverend Harris and his group has always been part of this. This is a tradition. They'll be walking the streets and joining forces with us. Other volunteers as well will be walking the areas, walking the street, being visible, and making people feel extremely safe. We're large crowd oriented, so therefore we'll have corners. You'll see police manned, as always. You'll see hundreds of police officers manned. You'll see people, again, engaging police officers, engaging young people, engaging families, having a conversation. Cameras will be mounted in areas. You'll see that in terms of making sure that we're safe downtown. This is a new age. This is a new normal. We have to make sure our community is safe, so we have people monitoring those cameras. As a result, our ROC, our Regional Operations Center, will be operated. We have people manning those cameras in the ROC and making sure there are opportunities. If opportunities present themselves, we're ready to respond to them. Our investigations division will be reaching out to families and communities and talk about, again, those threat groups and those individuals who need additional information sharing one-on-one. We'll be paying you a visit to talk about the conduct expected of you downtown. We'll also be making sure that we have individuals mixed into the crowd. You may not know who they are, but they'll be there watching, paying close attention to those individuals who are considered part of the threat group. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Mike Bates. Deputy Chief Bates is our logistics guy when it comes down to locations, in particular street corners and areas that may be cordoned off or blocked off. We're going to go over that and the safety concerns relative to those issues.
Thank you, Chief. There again, I think the Chief addressed quite a few of the issues. I mean, we've been very successful the last 2 years with the summer celebration as far as violence, and as you mentioned, arrests are down. After 2010, obviously we look back every year. We look to improve on the plan. We look to tweak. We're constantly trying to improve, and there again, we'll continue to do that after this year. As far as the event goes itself, I mean, it's very similar to last year. I'm a big one. Due to our successes, we'll build on those. But why change a plan if you need to do that? So we've been pretty successful. So so in past years, I mean, we'll have certain officers assigned to traffic locations like we always do, and their mission basically is to keep traffic flowing, keep the intersections from bottling up. And then we have another contingency of officers that really are more of a crowd management. I don't like the word crowd control. I like the crowd management, because that's kind of the areas that we're pushing into, just more orderly as far as the crowd management control. And like the Chief had said, the whole point of that is to engage. It's something we started to do in 2011. And we seem to have a lot of success as far as engaging. And when I say engaging, I mean actually talking to the individuals, to the young people. Not necessarily just the youth, but everybody that comes down and potentially could cause us a little bit of issue. Our biggest issues in the past have been when we get large groups together. They kind of form into masses, and those are the groups of people that we come up to, we engage, and primarily most people will talk to us. Some people, if they don't like the police, they just walk away, and that's the whole point of getting those folks to move on and enjoy themselves. So there will be traffic restrictions like there always is. Most of them are temporary. There'll be a few street closures. There again, we like to make those temporary, and that's just the event that traffic is at a standstill. It's gridlock. I mean, it's no fun just sitting in a car. So so you will see those. In addition to that, we've looked at some areas for additional lighting. Some of the areas we've got a lot of cameras downtown. They're real-time cameras. So And we've got direct communications from the camera people. We'll also be able to see those cameras in the command area downtown. And the additional lighting will be in some areas, primarily mid-block, where it seems like we've had some issues in the past. We'll also see a lot of the officers that are dedicated to the traffic, to the crowd control issue, crowd management issue, deployed in the middle of the block versus on corners. I mean, it seems like traditionally we haven't had any issues on the corners because there's a large number of police officers there, mostly conducting traffic. So we'd like to deploy some of our other officers mid-block, and I think that helps to keep the peace. But other than that, that's pretty much the plan as a whole.
Thanks, Mike. I think the other thing is important that we've been working this plan again for 3 years, and when I arrived, we talked about the incident that happened in 2008, and I was very appalled by it, but also we put some plans in place to address those concerns. And being a large event-oriented city, we're ready, and this is one of the best tactically trained police departments in the country. But I want to give Chief Coons, Gary Coons, some more opportunity to talk about, we started this a couple of years ago, creating a text line for people that have information, young people who want to share information, people that see something, say something kind of thing. Gary, I want you to put the number out there to talk about how we will be communicating with the community through text.
Yeah, that's one area that we do have some cards to hand out to you so that you can push the message out to everyone and everyone involved. We know that this is the new technology age. Cameras, phones, and such are the new age. So we do have a text line for See Something, Say Something, and it's through our Crime Stoppers group, and they text INDYCS, and the number is 274-637, and that actually spells out crimes if you look at your phone. But that way we can get real-time information from anybody. They can also call the 262-8477 as well, or they can email online at crimetips.org. What we're asking for anybody to do is if they do see something, to say something, and we still have our See Something, Say Something number, which is the 1-877-226-1026, but our focus is more on texting because it's the new age of how people communicate. They can send us anonymous text. They can let us know that something's starting to occur. If they see individuals, and this just isn't on this event only. We're spreading this out throughout the city as a whole. But if they see something that's just not right, they can contact us this way, and we can follow up on it and respond to it. So if you're downtown at any time and you see a large group starting to gather, starting to cause an issue, or you see somebody place a bag down next to a building and run away from it, you can contact us, or at least tell a police officer. You don't have if you don't want to talk to a police officer, you can do it anonymously through this, but we prefer you to walk up to that police officer and say, hey, this is occurring, or we just seen this happen. You might want to check it out. So we're asking for everybody's help to be a part of our team. It's one team, one mission here for every event that we host, and this is like no other event. It's one team, one mission that we partner with Indiana Black Expo and all our partner agencies, and with the Sheriff's Department and the State Police. Our federal agencies help us out, so we're here to serve and help keep the peace. And thanks, Chief.
Thank you. Lastly, I would just say this: we started the way it should end. We started with prevention activities. We heard from Expo in terms of prevention, intervention, and then you heard us last. We should be dead last. Suppression. We should not have a need for that, and we want people to come in peace. But if not, we're there for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The Employment Opportunity Fair, which every year draws hundreds and hundreds of people who are either looking to improve their employment situation or to gain employment, will again be Thursday, July 18th. And finally, we would like for Mr. Olgin Williams, the Deputy Mayor, to come to the podium.
Oh, thank you.
Last but not least.
I think I forgot what I was going to say. Give honor to the Lord Jesus Christ and for this day. It's a great opportunity to celebrate. I'm excited myself. I think it's a great opportunity to celebrate life, family values, family strong. And I'm really excited about this 12 and under thing. I got 10 grandkids, boy. And that's gonna make the budget look pretty good. I'm excited about the boxing, the Christmas program, boxing program, for many years coming back, and also the Negro. Is that right? how about black? Well, the Baseball Hall of Fame. I'm telling you, I'm so excited about that information that's going to be there. It's good. And I'm really disappointed that Amp Harris won't let me play in the basketball tournament. He said my shorts are too short and my jump shot is too short, so I can't do that. But this is an exciting time. On behalf of Mayor Greg Ballard, which is not able to be here, we support this 100% from the city because we think it brings great value to the city, bring great value to family values of being strong. It's one of the greatest events I know of that I really attend in the country because there's lots of opportunities to be educated, and the free health care is awesome. $1,000 I get to save. My doctor don't get that money, and I appreciate that. It's exciting. And President Bell and the chairman of the board, Mr. Wilson, and the board members do a great job, and the staff here. And so if you've never been media, bring your family so you can write a good story about this is a great family event. Because I'm gonna tell you, get a corn dog and get some fried chicken, and some French fries. You'll leave there writing good stories from now on because this is going to be an exciting time. And we appreciate you being here. So let's get excited about this coming event because Indianapolis should be proud. The only one that's left. And 43 years ago, I can remember this as a much younger man. This come to the city. In fact, they have kept this alive that families can come together and celebrate. And I tell you, 10 grandkids, that saved me a lot of money. So I'm really excited. So God bless you, and let's get excited about what we're going to do here.
At this time, I would like to just thank the board of directors who are here today, all of the hard work of the staff, all of our sponsors, our partners, our vendors, our volunteers, the thousands of volunteers that we have to make this one of the most successful events in the nation. The community for coming out to really support the event. It really takes the entire community, and when I say that, I mean it, to make this event go off every year. And so I just want to encourage everyone in the community to come out. We did a lot. We put a lot into adding some new attractions this year. We're excited about the exhibition hall. We will have Macy's exhibit floor with more than 50 new vendors on the floor, amateur boxing, a ring inside the convention center. I'm excited. And so we just encourage everyone to come on out. I do want to give a special thanks to 10 Point Coalition, who will be along our side during this event, as well as Bill Benjamin. I see him back there. We do have, Expo has hired our private security that will work alongside IMPD, the state police, and our public safety officers out there. And so I just want to thank everyone in here for helping us make this one of the most successful events in the country. And at this time, I will go ahead, since I'm here, and open it up for questions.
President Bell, there's been a lot given about security measures down there, and as we heard, it's been pretty safe the last 2 years. So what is that attention to security due to the reputation of IBE? Does it hurt it, or how are you trying to improve the reputation from 3 years ago?
Well, I think, the one thing I would say is, we would look to the media to help us with respect to that. It is, I think last week or a couple of weeks ago, I got a call after an incident, and one of the things that we just want to say is, anytime there's an incident in the community, that does not automatically equate or correlate to Indiana Black Expo. We brought responsible leaders together in 2010. We put a lot of work into putting forth an action plan to make sure that our event is safe, that our attendees feel comfortable and they're safe. And I think we've done an excellent job. And I think it speaks to the leadership of this entire community. And we're going to follow the plan. As you heard, the reports from the folks up here earlier, we're going to follow the plan. The plan has worked. We're going to stick to it. And we're going to make this one of the most successful events that we've had in our 43-year history.
Why do you think that plan has worked?
I think the plan has worked due to the expertise of the partnerships. Everyone speaking the same language. Not only did we have public safety officials, we had the church community, we had the downtown community, we had everyone come to the table and really put together a plan. Indiana Black Expo said that we were going to put forth more marketing efforts with respect to encouraging families to attend, encouraging parents to be here with their children to attend the events. And as I indicated in my comments earlier on, those same PSAs, which we've had celebrities on, public service announcements, they will run again. And so we encourage families, we're family strong. So we're encouraging families to come downtown and partake into the activities. Any other questions? Thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate it.